has addressed the RICO lawsuit filed in the U.S. federal court related to the alleged passport underselling. The Prime Minister said it was brought to his attention that the public is being misled and given the impression that he is part of the lawsuit filed. He said, quote, "Let me make it abundantly clear that no such lawsuit has been filed against me in my personal or professional capacity, nor have I been named in any such lawsuit in the U.S., end quote. The Prime Minister said he had become aware of passport underselling when he took office in August 2022 and that he took the necessary measures to bring an end to such practices with the strengthening of laws and due diligence procedures. Dr. Drew in his statement further noted that he has strongly urged by words and example all ministers serving in his administration and all government officials and civil servants to, quote, discharge the duties entrusted to them with integrity in keeping with the good governance agenda of the administration, end quote. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, ZIZ, engaged national disaster management stakeholders in St. Kitts and Nevis and the region for their annual hurricane season press conference held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on Tuesday. During the press conference, Executive Director of ZIZ, Elizabeth Riley, first provided a preliminary forecast of this year's hurricane season, noting that it is expected to be extremely active.
Since the start of this year, we have been advising that 2024 would be an active one. And this is in keeping with the forecasts from scientists at the Colorado State University, who are predicting that this year's Atlantic Basin hurricane season will be extremely active. And in fact, the Colorado State University scientists have forecast 23 named storms. 11 are forecast to become hurricanes, and 5 are forecast to develop into major hurricanes, that is cyclonic systems which are at a category 3, 4, or 5 on the Saffir-Simpson scale.
Riley explained that ZIZ has implemented the Regional Response Mechanism, RRM, that the 19 member states under its purview can utilize in the event of a disaster.
And the Regional Response Mechanism, you will hear the acronym RRM, is ZIZ's very unique arrangement with participating states as well as regional and international organizations and militaries, which delivers timely and coordinated response to affected participating states upon their request.
In preparation for this year's extremely active hurricane season, she outlined some of the initiatives that ZIZ has done for RRM activation.
We've taken several actions to prepare for the Regional Response Mechanism activation this year. This includes with respect to our response teams. So the CARICOM Disaster Relief Unit, we do have at present 31 persons trained to support humanitarian relief operations, and this unit is ready for deployment. We're also going to undertake further training in July of 2024, and we've also upgraded the kits for this deployment team. With respect to search and rescue, we have 36 persons who were trained across the ZIZ states last year, bringing the number of trained persons to 60. We also upgraded the deployment kits, and we're in the process of procuring additional search and rescue equipment for these regional teams.
In addition to the forecast and outlining the regional response mechanism, Riley also took the opportunity to announce a soft launch for the upcoming 13th Comprehensive Disaster Management CDM conference, scheduled for December 2nd to 6th, 2024 in St. Kitts and Nevis. Governor General Dame Marcella Liber GCM GJP, the Commander-in-Chief of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, SKNDF, made a courtesy call on the men and women of the Coast Guard unit on May 29, 2024. Dame Marcella is the first head of state to officially visit the Coast Guard base in 2 decades, signaling her commitment to support the armed forces in the Twin Island Federation. Commander of the Coast Guard unit, Captain Kentish Garnett, welcomed Dame Marcella to the base and invited her to inspect the troops. He then conducted a tour of the base, pointing out operational and strategic areas, classrooms, conference rooms and offices, living quarters and other sections. Commander of the SKNDF, Lieutenant Colonel J. Anthony Comrie, also participated in the welcome and subsequent tour. During the tour, the Governor General was briefed on several staff recognition initiatives at the base. She pledged that the Office of the Governor General will continue supporting the Sailor of the Year award presented annually to an outstanding individual. Dame Marcelo disclosed that she will assist in acquiring pieces of equipment needed for the comfort of personnel stationed at the facility. The Governor General also traveled to Nevis to meet the men and women at Camp Fountain, completing her visit to the armed forces. After the break, National Security Minister highlights investments made to combat crime. Stay with us.
We've been working to bring you our most reliable internet ever.
And today, we are very excited to offer gig speed on Flo's fiber-powered network.
The best entertainment experience in St. Kitts and Nevis.
And plans that give you everything you need.
It's a new Flo, and it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired by you.
Here's your Value Mart Idea Specials, running May 30th to June 12th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag Specials. General Mills cereals, $14.99. Purex liquid detergent, $15.99. Almond Breeze milk, $9.99. Starkey's tuna, water and oil, $3.99. Wishbone salad dressing, $11.99. Stonewich ice cream bars, $19.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Idea and Essential Everyday Peanut Butter, the $8.99. Essential Everyday Oats, quick and old fashioned, $15.99. Idea and Essential Everyday Salt, plain and iodized, $4.89. Biofile shampoo and conditioner, $5.49. Arm & Hammer deodorant, $8.99. Idea and Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, $2.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart.
Health-wise on ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Patrice Lawrence.
National Home Loans, get your dream home. All could be yours. Walk through the door, come take what you need. Get you the keys. All could be yours. What you deserve. National Home Loans, get your dream home. Get your dream home. Right here, get your dream home. National Home Loans, get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
Welcome back. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, says the government has made several investments in the fight against crime and violence. During his roundtable discussion on Friday with members of the media, Dr. Drew told reporters of the measures recently implemented.
We have been doing a significant amount of work. I want to say today that we have invested significantly in the Ministry of National Security. We have invested in social programs as well. One, when it comes to mental health, we have increased the number of mental health practitioners here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Secondly, we have invested in making family counselors available. We are going to increase that number significantly. We are going to embark on building out our unit to deal with mental health and drug abuse. We have a capital project to do that. And so mental health is being built out significantly. That is part of it.
Dr. Drew, who is also the Minister of Health, said the government is in the final stages of implementing a strategy to fight crime and violence as a public health issue.
Another thing, our approach of dealing with crime and violence from a public health perspective, we are coming to the point where we are getting ready to implement. We have done the necessary studies on it, get the necessary task force, and of course, you know, this involved Dr. Isben Williams, and we are at the point where we are now going to start to implement a number of actionable moves to put this in place.
The Prime Minister also made mention of the Elevate program, purchase of new equipment and technology, restart of the K9 unit, weekly briefings with senior national security officials, and training for law enforcement officers. As St. Kitts and Nevis and the rest of the Caribbean region prepares for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, Her Excellency Jacinth Henry Martin, Ambassador of St. Kitts and Nevis to the United States, participated in a high-level virtual event titled Hurricane Readiness, Build Climate Resilience in the Caribbean, hosted by the Atlantic Council's Caribbean Initiative. In responding to the question of what climate resilience looks like in St. Kitts and Nevis ahead of the hurricane season, Ambassador Henry Martin said a top-down, bottom-up approach is necessary.
In St. Kitts and Nevis, as in the broader Caribbean, climate resilience manifests itself in a number of policies, initiatives, and strategies aimed at reducing vulnerability and enhancing adaptive capacity. For us in St. Kitts and Nevis, this speaks to a top-down and a bottom-up approach, which involves the enacting of appropriate legislation and regulations, public awareness, and education campaigns. Implementation of early warning systems and protocols, recognition of and responsive research on the impact of climate change, monitoring air quality and excessive heat, which we all are passing through at this moment, through defined networks and mechanisms. I think we also have continuously to improve emergency and disaster response plans.
She spoke of the role renewable energy can play in climate resilience.
In St. Kitts and Nevis, we are strident in the quest to leverage our potential for renewable energy, which becomes a factor as well. The more the storms come, our dependence on fossil energy is really puts us in very compromising positions. And so try to look at renewable forms of energy because a lot of our economies are based on how we are going to respond, for example, in tourism, in agriculture. And so energy is a factor there.
Panelists explored vital strategies to bolster the region's preparedness